God wants to break you.
If you have a religion or a belief system that doesn't offend anybody, then it's not a religious or belief system. When I say I can kick the fuck out of everybody, am I arrogant?
God wants to break you.
But if I can kick the fuck out of everybody, for example, when I say I can kick the fuck out of everybody, am I arrogant? I'm that guy who does not fail. And how I view the world has all been one massive rationalization, and it's let me build a reality which is exactly what I want it to be.
You must know that that has limitations. Because you can't rationalize everything. That's not what life is. God wants to break you.
I do have the emotional control to not feel that, etc. That's selfishness. You have shit to do. Yeah. And you have people to be respectful to, including people who are no longer here. I don't have time. They can put me in solitary confinement for 20 years, and when I walk out of there, the first podcast I do, I refuse to be called broken. I refuse. I do have the emotional control to not feel that. And that's because I feel like I had a duty to my ancestors. And now, I feel like I have a duty to my ancestors and a duty to God. I don't do anything I'm bad at, ever. So I've always felt it.
You feel like you're fulfilling your duty, that your father is proud of you.
I absolutely believe in extreme harm. I think I'm doing the best I can possibly do. And there's something that people say, you tried your best. And that's true. But a lot of people overuse it. People say, oh, well, you didn't get it, but you tried the best. 99% of the time they didn't try. People don't actually try very hard. I am truly, genuinely trying my best. I don't waste a minute of my day. Before this podcast, as I set up cameras, I'm working. I don't waste a minute of my day. I do not miss a training session. I do not miss a fail. I do not make mistakes. I no longer do it. I'm on it.
Because you're scared to look foolish.
So I'm trying my absolute best. If I fail, but at least I get the satisfaction in my heart knowing I actually really tried.
Because you're scared to look foolish. God wants to break you.
Most people don't get that satisfaction, so they know deep down they could have tried that. Whereas if I end up in jail, I'll be like, Andrew, you did everything you could have done. So that gives you a level of peace. I did my best. My ancestors are proud of me. God is proud of me. I did my absolute best. I couldn't have possibly done better. And I got hit with a lucky punch, and that's life. I don't do anything I'm bad at, ever. And all I can do is just smile regardless.
Are your oration skill, is that an art? Do you think?
I think that if you don't have the ability to make other people understand exactly what you're doing, then you're going to struggle.
But is it an art? Like, when I watched you with PBD, you got a knee zone. Like, you do it all the time. You get a knee zone where it's just like, you're just flowing. I mean, it's almost, you can say it's a God thing, right? It's a flow state. And it must feel really good.
God has made me more powerful.
Well,
it does.
Yeah. Like,
it feels good that you never run out of things to say, and it feels good that I already have 10 things I want to say lined up before I say the first one.
And you know how to say them perfectly, your voice is clear and resonant, and you're embodied in it. But it's almost like an art, because I was watching it and I was thinking, this is like watching, Charlie Parker play the sax or Michael Jordan play basketball. I mean, you really can, people like, but I don't think so. I don't know that I've seen somebody do it.
But that's emotional. So we'll talk about how I'm actually quite a sensitive person. Yeah. I think the reason people believe what I say is because they can feel what I feel when I talk.
Yes. Because you're scared to look foolish.
God has made me more powerful.
Well, and I heard you talk a little bit about how you see God and his
God has made me more powerful.
Well, it's kind of, I don't know, harshness, but like firm.
God has made me more powerful.
Well, and directional and clear, and this is right and this is wrong.
God has made me more powerful.
Well, which sounds a lot like your dad.
I do have the emotional control to not feel that. It sounds a lot like life.
Yeah, like life.
There's right and wrong in life. All this complete subjectiveness, this mush they're trying to create, is done on purpose to confuse us.
Yeah.
God has made me more powerful.
Well,
I like the idea of right and wrong. I like the idea of not having a choice. If you walk in, if you're hungry and you walk in to buy a sandwich and there's 100 sandwiches, it takes 10 minutes. If there's one sandwich, isn't life easier? Sometimes.
Yeah.
So all this subjectiveness and all this choice and all this garbage, sometimes I'm like, okay, I want to be a good person. I want a framework to adhere to that makes me a good person. Well, this is very clear. Yes, no, easy.
Do you have like embodied experiences of God? Like, do you relate to God in that way?
God has made me more powerful.
Well, you know, I don't want to say supernatural, but you feel.
I absolutely do. And there's certain times where I may feel particularly energetic.
When do you feel God?
So, usually when I'm feeling powerful. There's been times I was in jail and I just got up and just felt like, oh, okay. Shadow boxed a bit. Shut up. It's like you just felt it. Like I'll be okay. I will win. I don't feel God when I'm sad. Something like that. I think that the whole idea of spirituality, like God himself, wants to mess with you. And it's interesting, yeah, how we're tying religion to my worldviews, because my God has made me more powerful. Well, self you can be. You're competing against every other man on earth. The girl you want, the car you want, the house you want, the watch you wear. It's all competition.
Which sounds a lot like your dad.
Be as competitive as you possibly can. Anything that's inside of your mind which doesn't allow you to be competitive should be erased. This is why I can't name a weakness. I can't name a weakness I have. I've compensated so heavily for any weakness that may exist, I don't even see them anymore.
Because you're scared to look foolish. Is your belief in God tied into this concept that we're talking about? That what
God has made me more powerful.
Well, we don't know that God exists. We don't know, but it's useful to believe in God.
That's a very good question. I think that believing in God certainly makes you more powerful. So many scenarios in my life where I was supposed to fail, and I did not fail. It's brutally realistic, it's brutally logical, it's built on competence, it's built on real world accolade and achievement. Everything I've ever wanted, I have achieved, and I have gotten. I have never failed at anything I've ever wanted, ever.
Because you're scared to look foolish or